Hey guys, welcome back for day 3 of our journey through the Easter week story. Now today is Easter Saturday, so we are going to take our very last trip up to the magical land that is Scotch Jeremy's Storyworm Burrow, because tomorrow we will be back to doing normal Kingdom Kids. This is our last chance to be privileged enough to go into Jez's home and get snuggled in and cosy. I hope you guys are all prepped and ready with your own burrows at home and ready for an epic story. So without further ado, let us go on our magical Easter journey to Jez's house. Up the stairs and through the door and in to Jeremy's burrow for story time. Okay guys, here we are settled in Scotch Jeremy's burrow, ready for the next part of our story. Now, I hope you remember what we have done the last 2 days as we've been working our way through Easter week. On Maundy Thursday, we learnt about the Last Supper, the special meal Jesus and his friends had, and how Jesus was arrested in the garden. And yesterday, we learnt about what happened on Good Friday, which is a really sad part of the story where Jesus dies. Really, we're not meant to tell you the next part of the story until Sunday, because the next part is the Easter Sunday part. But Jez and I were so excited, we thought we would sneak ahead and give you a little bit of a preview of the Easter Sunday part of the story that we will be looking at more tomorrow at Kingdom Kids. So this is going to be a short little story today, but it's just a sneak preview, because if you guys are anything like me, you really struggle to wait for the end of a really good story. So Jeremy and I are here to sort you out and give you your story fix for the evening. But let me just see if I can find Jeremy. Hope he's ready to do it. Oh, good afternoon. Oh, Jez, there you are. You took me by surprise. Oh, well, a storyworm has many secret hiding places in his burrow. I was just having a little rest in one of them, getting ready to tell the next part of the story. Oh, well, that's very wise, Jeremy. Good to be well rested and prepped to tell a story. Oh, aye, especially when you are a storyworm with so many important stories to tell. Although I saw last week that you made many new storyworms to help me out. I hope they've been learning the stories this week as well, so that they can tell them next year. Oh, I hope that's true. It would be great to have a whole army of storyworms who knew the Easter story so well they could tell it to us next year. Aye, that would be good. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the story. That's true, we should do that, Jeremy. It's no good to be waiting to hear the next exciting part. Aye. Last night we learnt a part of the story that ended so sadly. It was like there was no hope. But today we are learning what happened next after all that darkness. Now, we are going to be pretending that we are Peter again today. So, get your imaginations ready to come on a journey with us and think, what would Peter be seeing? What would Peter be feeling? And what would Peter be smelling and touching and everything Peter would be hearing at that time? So, if your imagination is ready, we're going to go into the story. Now, 3 days later, after what had happened at Good Friday, the 11 of us found one another and met in the room where we had eaten the Passover meal with our Lord. We nursed our grief long into the evening. We had come to believe in him as the Messiah and the promised one, and then he was murdered on a cross. Our door was locked that night. We had reason to hide. The priests hated us as his disciples. We talked about what to do, where to go now, when everything we had hoped in had gone. What was left for us? And then, suddenly, a figure entered the room, walking right through the door. We gasped. "Peace to you," said a familiar voice. I recognised it at once. Jesus! A ghost! We screamed. But the figure walked up to us. "Does a ghost have flesh and bone?" he said. "Touch me! Do you not remember that I told you I would rise on the 3rd day?" In awe, we touched his hands, his face. There were jagged scars on his wrists. He was the same, yet different. He was stronger, brighter, as if death had tempered him like steel in a fire. We were overcome by joy. We knelt and worshipped him. My Lord and my God, we cried. He stayed with us many hours that night, and he came to us several times after that. On the day he left us, he reminded us that he would return in the Spirit. Go now into all the world and make everyone my disciple, he said, and I will be with you always until the end of all things. It was not the end, but only the beginning. There we go. That is a sneak preview of the Easter Sunday story. Oh man, I really love that part of the story. There are so many different people who get to experience that moment when Jesus comes back, and every single one is so full of hope and beauty. I absolutely love it. Oh, aye, it's my favourite part of the story. The moment when Jesus turns death into life, when he turns darkness into light, and when he turns defeat into victory. Yes, you're so right, Jeremy. It's absolutely amazing how Jesus can turn absolutely anything around. And it's a really beautiful thing to remember. So, as our sneak preview, we're going to find out some more about the different people Jesus saw. Aye, and we'll learn some more stories about what happened on Easter Sunday. Yeah, we've got loads of that to do tomorrow and some fun activities as well. So I hope you are all going to have a really good night's sleep and be full of energy and excitement to join us for Easter Sunday morning tomorrow. Okay, Jez, we'll see them then, won't we? Aye, we'll see you then. Bye. Bye.